Most of the poverty is wherever we are.
Wherever black people
we are poverty.
Right.
We take poverty with us. And you see, and that's why if I seem a little emotional, I am. And if I seem a little intense, I am. Because somebody has got to do it differently than whatever way we've been doing it. And I hope it's not me. As Mark told you, nobody wants to follow me. Nobody wants to listen to me.
Yeah,
and even if I come up with a halfway decent idea, Mr. Sims said they don't even want to do that, and that's okay.
Yeah, you know why they don't listen to you? Because you ain't the white man. You understand that? We still got that. You know, I have it too. The white man say something, I listen to it. Philip Jackson, you a brother. I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Man, I was told on Facebook about 20 times over the past 3 days that black people would rather follow the University of Chicago and their prescription for black people than anything that I'm saying. And so I say, congratulations.
The University of Chicago is the white man. You understand that? It's the white system. Black people have been brainwashed. Even I'm brainwashed. I think white folks are better than black people. I'm brainwashed. We all have.
Well, I used to be. And I'm admitting, I used to believe that their ice was colder. My grandfather said, yeah, man, you think the white man's ice is colder. And I used to think that. I don't think that no more. And right now, I'm doing a purging of my mind or an enema for my mind. And I got to get all them wicked old thoughts out. I got to put some new thoughts in. And so when you talk about what's hard, the hardest thing in the world is to change your mind.
Right.
No, not to do anything, not to change another person's mind, not to change your community, to change your mind. And that's something that my people, we look down on people who change their mind.
2 quick points. I didn't want to go. I was going to do like a half an hour show. Now we're going to go into the hour. It's so fine. And people hope they're enjoying this. How does a parent let their child suffer? You got black boys who don't like school. If you have a black boy, I don't care if they're in kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, tell them, I don't like school. I don't like math. How does a parent let that go on? You can't let that fester. Your children are supposed to like school. If they don't like school, it's trouble. It's nothing but trouble. They don't like school.
Well,
I don't like to teach.
The way that school is today, I can understand why a child might say that they don't like school. And so now we talk about responsibility. School has some of the responsibility for making sure that children are engaged and are effective and actually excited about school. A school is not a place where you just send your child and they'll learn whatever that school is teaching. That's not the way the world works anywhere in the world. The way the world works is schools have got to be connected to communities. Schools are actually community institutions. And schools, my opinion, are some of the most valuable institutions in society. But right now, for various reasons, schools are over here, the community is over there, and then you try and put children in the middle, and it doesn't work. And so, back in the old days, Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the old days, when the community was here and the school was here and they were both the same, and Miss Jones, the 3rd grade teacher, actually lived on the block.
Right.
Now you got something. Right. Because not only was Miss Jones your teacher, she was also your neighbor. Not only was she your neighbor, she was your corrector. She was your discipliner. And it all came together. And so you learned so many things from Miss Jones. That's not the case anymore. Right now, and by the way, if anyone doesn't know, Philip Jackson is not a racial person. So I don't like these people. I love I love the Chinese people, the white people, my Latino brothers and sisters, my Native Americans. I love everybody. But I am very conscious that black people are at the absolute rock bottom of the American education system, the American economic system, the American health system, the American housing system. We're at the bottom. And all I'm saying is we got to come off the bottom. And people say, well, who you going to put on the that's not my issue. If somebody goes to the bottom when we come off, then we can look at trying to help that person. But right now, we've been on the bottom since we came to this country 300, 400, 500 years ago. We've been on the bottom, and it's time for us to come off the bottom, period.
See, you one of, I didn't want to be in front of the camera, but you one of the people, we're part of the generation that when we grew up, you grew up in the 50s and 60s. I
Yes,
grew up
sir.
in the 60s, 70s. We had a sense of uplifting the race. Now we don't. Because of integration, assimilation, we don't have that sense anymore, that cohesion because of integration, because we used to live, everybody used to live in the neighborhood now. It's, you know, y'all know that. But here's the other problem. The average brother, like me, makes less money and is less educated than his wife or girlfriend. How does a black man, most black men are co-parenting their children because of the divorce and baby mamas and baby daddies. How does a man be a father to his children, whether he's in the house or not in the house, where he's lived someplace else, when he's making less money, he's less educated than his wife or girlfriend? How does he find the space to feel like a man and be a mentor for his children, a man for his children? We have all this destabilization in these relationships, man.
Yeah.
I mean that's the biggest problem. How does a man, be a father when he's making less money? He's less educated.
Well, Mr. Sims, I did work at one time in jobs that actually paid me, close to $200,000 a year, and I worked in those jobs, and I liked them jobs, by the way, and I saved my money, which is what you're looking at right now. I invested it all in Black Star.
You a fool. You put all your money into Black Star. All that money you made. Okay.
I'm one of the few people, probably. Maybe I'm not one of the few. This past year, I took a $10,000 pay cut. I'm not criticizing. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling everybody that I was making $50,000 a year. Now I make $40,000 a year because
you're putting the money into Black Star.
Back into Black Star. And so I hear what you're saying about the psychic of men and how they feel less of a man. I feel more of a man making less money. I mean, when I was making close to $200,000, I had bodyguards and chauffeur-driven cars and all that stuff. And I really wasn't a man then. I don't know what I was. But now, I walk up and down the streets by myself any time of the day or night, and I can see drug dealers. I can see stick-up men. I can see gang. I can see whoever I see, and I speak to them. I say, "What's up, brother? What's up?" And they look at me and they say, "What's up, man? How you doing?" And so that's what I'm talking about. So I don't look at money to determine whether or not I'm a man.
But the sisters do. That's one reason why they single, and that's why we have this destabilization. We feel our self-worth, and your self-worth is based on your net worth.
Yeah. Now I will agree that some of the sisters. I'm not going to say all of the sisters.
Most of them.
You say most of them. I'm saying some of them. They do have that, but they need to change then, and they can change, and we need to change. You see, we're going to go up together. It's not going to be black women going up or black men going up. It's going to be black men and black women and the black family and the black community.
We were saying, and you got to resolve this. How does a man help his children do well in school when he doesn't feel comfortable with himself?
Well, in August of last year, in early September, we did something called the Million Father March. And in doing that, we brought men into their children's lives. We brought men into their children's schools. We brought men back into their children's homes and into their communities. And so when they came back, we didn't say, "Show us your check stub. How much did you make last year? What can you contribute monetarily?" We said that your value is determined by your presence, by your being there, by your saying good morning to your son or daughter, by your hugging your son or your daughter. That's your value, man. I mean, because I know guys who make, $100K, $150,000, and they literally come in and they throw money at their kids. Now, they don't give them no love, but they throw money at them. And they'll say, "Here, go buy a bike." And they'll say, "Here, you can do whatever you want." But they don't give them love. And so what I'm saying, that if and this is something, I'm not saying that all black men are wonderful. I'm definitely not saying that. But if we can teach black men to actually love their children and nurture their children, and I understand about the money part. You see the money part?
Yeah.
That's big, but that's systematic. This nation, I'm talking about the nation that I love and I live in, it has systematically created the broke black man.
True.
I mean, so brothers, some brothers, they can't do anything about that.
Right.
Because the system, do you know that if you get a felony as a young man, you may never work in your life? But that doesn't mean that you don't want to, have some kids and have a family, but you will never work in your life if you've got certain kinds of felonies. And we all know, Michelle Alexander said it with the new Jim Crow. They're looking for brothers to put in jail. And it's not even personal at that level. They just need some brothers because they've got a prison industrial complex running, and they need some fuel to keep it going.
Yeah, but we all should know that, Mr. Jackson. So how do we make sure these, because mainly our mothers and grandmothers are raising our boys. How do we let them know you can't let these boys in places like Chicago run the streets? They got to stay in the house and read a book and work on the computer and do write some code, whatever. They can't be hanging in the damn streets.
Well, right now, then this is Philip speaking. This is not Mark Sims now. This is Philip speaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Black men behave like punks. But that's me saying that. I'm saying that black men let this system punk them down. Black men, we don't take care of our business. If we took care of our business, all this other stuff wouldn't matter. We say, well, the woman is more powerful. The woman makes more money. That's not really what the issue is. The issue is that we have not been taking care of our business. It don't matter how, I don't have to make nothing. If I take care of my business, if I am in my child's life, if I walk my child to school, if I go up and talk to my child's teacher and say, I'm here. Any issues with my child, I'll be there. I'll be there to support you on that. Then that's worth more than money. I don't care if brothers making $500,000 or $3 million a year. If they're not willing to go up there to their child's school, they're a punk. That's what I'm saying. And we have been punked down as black men. And so we're going to have to, now I'm not like some people who say, well, black fathers need to be better. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. And I'm not like somebody said last week that young black boys don't want to get educated because they think it's acting white. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying we got business to take care of. Let's take care of our business. That's all I'm saying.